to Wallingford to now the North Pole. It's the second part of the Monsoon Live doubleheader right here on YouTube. I'm your host, Jeffrey Monsoon Mysick, and this is it. The last show of the year 2015, and it is our second part of our interview with Mr. Steve Cunnigham. So now sit back and enjoy this amazing interview with Mr. Steve Cunnigham. Well, I asked this to Travis a couple weeks ago. What are your plans when you're done boxing? Like, you know, when you 10 years down the road, when it's time to hang it up, what's your plans afterwards?
Well, I got some right here. This is like my personal office. But I don't know if you guys know that I'm like doing a comic book. You know,
cool.
I've got all kinds of stuff. I'm basically doing a comic book of me being the superhero, you know,
Yes.
and turning some of the guys that I fought into villains, you know, sort of like, you know, making the villains have some of their characteristics. And, you know, me and my wife, we made a nice storyline. I'm almost done, man. You know,
Nice.
Put something out. Hopefully before this next fight, I'll put something out, and hopefully that goes and does something. But I mean, before that though, the commentary. You know, I've been commentating a lot for NBC. You know, Heyman's opened some doors for me to go. Actually, I'll be commentating Tuesday in Trenton.
Cool.
The fights in Trenton that are televised. I'll be there. I'm leaving tomorrow. I mean, I just did some commentary for NBC, some voiceovers. I've been just doing it a lot, getting better and better. That's a future job for me. After boxing, also me and my wife, we kind of prepared, even in our cruiserweight, you know, time. And I didn't. You guys know I've been vocal about my money. You know.
Yeah.
Because you know I haven't made that 2-time world championship. You know, but with that money that we did make, I mean, a couple $100,000, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's all about how you live. And me and my wife, we lived small. You know, you didn't see us with Benzes and gold chains and stuff.
You're one of the most humble fighters I know that I'm friends with on Facebook, because when I ask you, it's like, yo, hey, and it's like you post stuff online. I'm like, dude, he's one of the most humble fighters I know.
My thing with Facebook, ask me about the social media status thing a little later, but I want to finish this one.
Go for it.
With that, I can go into that too. But with me and my wife, with the money that we made, we sacrificed. You know, I still live in West Philly as a 2-time world champion, like in the hood. You know, it was a nice neighborhood. You know, it wasn't bad. I mean, it's Philly. You know, things happen. It's Philly.
It's Philly.
But we chose to sacrifice. We said we can take this money and go get a house somewhere. But my wife came up with a beautiful idea to buy this pizza shop, you know, and it has an apartment that we could rent out. So we did that, and we stayed where we were. Then we went to the auction. The next fight, we got another house. So we got about 4 properties right now, and that we're renting out, fixing up, and we're looking to get a few more.
Nice.
That's monthly income, you know. So we took that, you know, our whole thing. I tell the young fighters, listen, live within your means. Think of the future. Boxing can be over for me after the next workout. I could break something and it's done. I could get KO'd and my scruples be all twisted. It's done. So with what you have, live with what you know, live within your means, man. You got all these fighters. I mean, we've seen it. I'm from Philly. I see Meldrick Taylor. He made tens of millions. I see Tyrell Biggs. No, they don't have that money.
Yeah.
You know,
it went out
other fighters. So I'm trying to do better, you know what I'm saying, than they did, because they set an example that I don't want to live, you know.
Well, I'm actually going into boxing. Finally. Did one on our show a couple months ago, and now Tuesday I'm actually going to be going to the boxing gym more.
Okay.
Yeah, finally. Hopefully one amateur fight, we'll see. But I do know I got a lot of guys that watch this show that want to get into boxing or that are in the collegiate boxing and they're just starting out. What advice do you give to the young fighters or folks who, hey, I'm going to go into boxing? What advice do you have for that?
The first advice I can give a guy who's just coming off the street saying, I want to get into boxing, I tell them that what you put in, you will get out. You know, if if you get in there and you just think you're gonna go in there and look like Roy Jones, or look like Mike Tyson,
No.
you might think in your mind you're hitting the bag thinking, yeah, I look just like Roy, but you don't. You're deceiving yourself, and then when you spar or fight, you get destroyed. Put in the work. Put in the work. We know the scripture, faith without works is dead. You gotta work, man. You can believe, and I believe. Years ago, me and my wife, man, we were fighting for $100 a round. I did that my first 11 fights. $100 a round, man. So I'm trying to get an 8-round fight so I can make $800.
Dude.
But back then, you couldn't tell me I didn't think I was going to be a world champion. You couldn't tell me. I have the faith, and I was working my butt off. So work your butt off. Do your due diligence. Do what you're supposed to do, and some. And trust your trainer, man. That's when you have to get a trainer that you trust. Listen to him and put the work in, man. It's gonna show up.
All right. Well, that's all on the boxing questions. You wanted to talk a little bit about the social media network.
Yeah.
Go.
I just wanted to mention that, on social media, I just, I keep it real. You said I'm a cool guy. I just keep it real. I don't understand how to not be who I've been before boxing or after. I started boxing at 19 as an amateur. So, I won a national title. It's probably good that I didn't get the fanfare that a lot of these guys would. That stuff can spin your head and make you think like, I'm this, I'm that. But, I have a fan base in Europe, in America and in some other countries. But I come back home to America, after I defend my title, I stopped Marco Huck in the 12th round in 2007. We come back to the airport. It's like 2 people there,
Yeah.
And there's no celebration. There is no, hey, welcome back home, champ. There's no parade.
There's no Rocky moment.
Yeah, we came out. It was like, our people who were picking us up, hey, good fight, and that's that. And I'm like, wow, people just don't care, So I'm like, long as I do what I do, I make my money for my family and my future. That's the lowest end of it. I'm cool. I can do without fame, so I just keep it real.
Well,
I can't stand a phony person.
Well, that's one thing. Like when it comes to the guys I follow, boxing wise, it's like everyone's like, "Oh, you're a Floyd Mayweather fan." I'm like, I just watch his fights. I'm not a Floyd Mayweather fan. I'm a guy who, once I see a fighter, and then once you get to hear what he says. Yeah, and he's real. Like I don't know, like your career, Travis. There's a couple guys they're up and coming, Jason Socha, and all them. They're down to earth. Like they are the most humble guys, and it's like that's the fighter I want to know and root for. Not that
I can't live my life comfortably being. I don't want to say phony because I won't say some of these other fighters are phony. I just can't live my life like on 2 different sides. I'm me. This is me. I'm straightforward. I like truth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like people to be honest. I like to be honest with people. Keep it real. Keep it real with me. I keep it real with you. You show me something else, I just leave you alone. On social media. I can't. I've seen a lot of fighters, and I understand a lot of fighters don't go back and forth with their fan base. I know it's ridiculous. You get called racist, you get called all kind of stuff for posting stuff that you understand from your viewpoint, but that they never seen. But I don't see how I could put a post up and not respond to some of the questions. I just don't. I don't get it. This is part of being famous, you have a fan base. I'm not going to treat you like you're some, unbreathing, you don't have blood flowing through your veins entity. To treat you like a human being. Hey man, how's this going? And I see a lot of fighters just ignore guys, and I understand it can be hectic sometimes, but I do take like 10 minutes out of the day to ask some questions here on Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah. And by the way, I am very grateful that you're doing this for us. Like I said, it's one of those things, like, the show has become more boxing oriented. Yeah. And I was like, who do I know on the Facebook line? And you were at the top of my list because it's like, dude, I've seen him fight, and when I tell people, I'm like, hey, Steve Cunningham's going to be fighting, and I post an update when you have a fight, it's like, here's one of the guys who I like to say, hey, he's a friend on Facebook, and he keeps it real. And like I said, I love seeing what you post on Facebook, because a lot of stuff that you're saying is what everyone's saying.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like some of these athletes, and it's not just boxers, it's athletes in general, football, basketball, anybody with fame. It's like you see these social issues that's going on, and you act like they don't affect you. And they may not directly affect you. I mean, let's just go ahead and say with the police situation and all these shootings. These are things that I grew up in the hood. So these are things that we knew went down since I was a kid. I mean, and I'm very vocal about some of these things. And don't get me wrong, I don't put every policeman in that position as a backup. I know a lot of them. But I also have had interminglings with some bad, dirty cops. I was out there on the other side of the law at one point. So we all knew who the dirty cops were. We all knew what cops had drugs on the street. What cops was selling guns. So I know my main thing is I would never put a man above on the level of God. God will never lie. Christ will never lie. They act like police will never lie, will never do nothing wrong. Whatever he says goes. And it's like, bruh, man, I grew up. Man, listen, as a teenager, a cop beat me with a flashlight. It's bull crap. For some real nonsense. And the whole neighborhood was out watching. And then my mom raised hell and they just let me go. Like, came to the police station. We could have filed a suit then, but we didn't. As a world champion, dude, I got racially profiled a few times. I'm walking from the gym to the video store, and these two cops roll up on me, and I said to myself, wow, what if I had my license to carry and I had my gun on me at that time? Because these two undercover cops just ran up on me, two white guys, they ran up on me and was like, hey. And I'm like, yo, what's going on? Yeah. There was a robbery up the street, you fit the description. I'm like, when don't I fit the description? Yeah. And, but then they just wanted to get a warrant hit. So let me check your ID. And I'm telling the one guy, now I'm being a little, braggadocious, because I'm like, there is no warrants. I'm not one of these knuckleheads. I'm a world champion. I'm IBF Cruiserweight World Champion. And they run it, no problem, all right, you can go. I'm like, what the heck? So I've seen so much other stuff. We'll be here all day, but I'm vocal about that. I've seen it, so I'm gonna put it out there. It affects me. It can affect my sons. So that's why I don't understand why these other famous people or athletes or whatever don't speak up. Don't crucify the dudes. Let's get all the info, but now we're seeing this more because of these video phones. Yeah. Back in my day, we didn't have video phones. Shoot, we all be in jail. With these video phones.
With some of the stuff that goes on, now. But well, Steve, thank you so much for doing this. Any last words you want to give out to everybody?
Just keep it real, man. Keep me in prayer, keep my family in prayer as I pray for the guys, for you guys, even those who don't pray for me. I still put prayers up for the fan base because you guys made it possible for us to get to Pittsburgh and to help my daughter be comfortable and get her transplant. I really appreciate you guys. And there's no way I can repay you guys but to continue to work my butt off in the gym and bring good fights to you. That's it.
All right. Well, thanks, Steve. Thank you for doing this, and we can't wait to see your next fight in February. Obviously, I will be covering it.
Yes, sir.
And it will be one heck of a fight, and I can't wait to say it, 3-time champ. I am ready for that. Let's go for the 3.
You're gonna remember that.
All right, man. You have a great day, buddy.
You too.
All right, take it easy. All right, everybody, that's it. We are done for 2015. We hope you guys have a great Christmas and New Year's break. Me and my executive producer, we decided, hey, we're shutting down. Taking some time off to be with our family and friends. And on behalf of all of us here at Monsoon Live, we hope you guys have a wonderful holiday season and a great New Year's. Hope we all get some great stuff and just spend time with your family. But the next time we're back here, we go MMA with an exclusive interview with Mr. Blaine, Shut Down Shut. You want to tune in for that. and our first show of the new year as we begin 2016. But for now, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year. We'll see you in 2016. Keep it real.